everybody, Luxinda here. Welcome back to the loo. We are going to play with the one Pebeo fluid pigment that I haven't played with yet. I got a whole bunch of these and I used all the others on my other channel, 2 different tumblers. I was very interested to see what they did and they turned out kind of cool. So if you want to see how that worked, I will link to that video below and up here in the corner. But I got black because I wanted to try it with Aqua Cast. You may recall I've been on a quest to try and find some sort of black pigment that will actually turn Aqua Cast as close to black as a white powder can get and not seize it up like black acrylic paint always does when I use it anyway. I thought maybe this is specifically for any oil-based or solvent-based product that you can mix a colorant into. And Aqua Cast, if you think about the name, is water-based. So this may not work, but alcohol inks do work. This is basically a really intense alcohol paint. So I'm going to try it anyway, just on the off chance that maybe we'll have some luck with it. If we don't, it won't be the end of the world. We're still going to do the project, which is, I have this new mold from Zuri that I'm really excited about trying. It's called Fairytale Mushrooms. So it's a bunch of different shaped mushrooms. These come from Zuri, which is a company I wish I had the money to buy all of their molds. I have a lot of them, but I don't have nearly all, and they keep releasing more new ones, and I keep restraining myself, which is really hard. But I love mushrooms, and I thought this is really cool. And it will work with resin or with Aqua Cast, which is an acrylic resin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my chameleon mica powders from the Alexis company. You can take any micas you want. It doesn't have to be chameleon ones. It can be chrome micas. It can be vivid hollow micas. It can be your plain old, just pretty shimmery micas in all different colors. And you know, paint them in. This is called Magnolia Sunset. We'll just start here. And after I paint these in, I'll tap out the excess and then we'll mix up the aqua. This should not take very long. Aqua Cast sets up in about, I don't know, half an hour to an hour, depending on how much water I put in. So we should be able to get through this project pretty quickly. I will link to everything below, the molds, the micas, Pebeo fluid ink if it works. And even if it doesn't, I'm sure, great, we're going to try it in resin too, but not in this video. This video is just for Aqua Cast. All right, put that aside. Get out our Aqua Cast. I am not going to bother measuring. I'm just going to put a bunch of Aqua Cast in here and add water and stir it up and then add pigment to it and stir it some more and pour it and we'll see what happens. That's the neat thing about Aqua Cast. And it is for sale here in the United States. I will link to the US supplier of it below. I will also link to the British, the manufacturer. If you are in Great Britain, you can get it with free shipping, which is really nice. If you're in Europe anywhere besides the UK, I expect it's a lot cheaper shipping-wise. Okay. Put some water in. You are supposed to put your water in first, but you're not supposed to. It's suggested. I think it's easier to not miss any powder that's stuck to the bottom if you put the water in first. That's just sure what they're thinking. There's also a new product very similar to Aqua Cast called Resin-Crete. I have not tried it myself. Ray over on Ray's Turquoise Turtle, she has tried it. And Steve McDonald on Steve McDonald's Arts and Crafts has also tried it. He thinks it's marvelous. I think Ray was pleased with it. It seemed to set up on her very, very quickly. This has, I think, a little more working time than Resin-Crete does, but it's still basically the same idea. It's a powder and you add water and that's all it takes to activate it. Okay, now we'll see if this works. That is a good amount. I mean, that's a lot. This is pretty thin. I'm going to add a little more Aqua Cast to it, I think. Yeah, I wouldn't say that's a great pigment for Aqua Cast. I'm going to give some black. This is matte black mica powder. I'm going to try it. I think I've tried it before with limited results, but I'll try it again. Because mica powder is supposed to work. At least we'll get gray. I may just have to give up on my quest for black. Like I say, you can get closer to black with acrylic paint, but it seizes the AquaCast up for me. I haven't seen it or heard of it happening to anyone else, but every single time I try it with different acrylic paint brands, it just seizes up till it changes from pancake batter to really firm, like brownie batter. It isn't pourable anymore at that point, so this'll do. We answered a question and we'll still get our mushrooms, so here we go. Oh, let me bring this back in frame. That might help so you can see it, huh? Duh. I still have some left, so let me get another mold. Well, almost perfect. Cool. Worked out well. Okay, I will bring you back in probably an hour. I want to give it a chance to not just barely set up, but actually set up so that we can demold it without risking breaking anything. Although it could happen, these are very shallow molds. But we'll give it an hour, we'll come back, we'll see where we are. Hey, we're back. Okay, this is set up, it is hard. Let's demold this one first. Even though I know this was an extra. Not really part of the experiment. There, that's very pretty. What it is, a candle, votive candle holder, I guess, or a little tiny little plant pot. Put a little fake succulent in there. Okay. Now, this is a little trickier. I see it's cracking already. So we aren't going to get this all out in one piece. That is the downside to these very shallow Zuri molds. But look how beautiful that is. Wowzers. So I just have to hopefully get the other pieces out without too much damage. And then there's one little mushroom here. Okay, well, they all came out. Let's see if I can use the picture to try and get them back together. Once it's completely dry, I can use like UV resin probably, or super glue. I don't know. I'll play with that another time. This one goes over here. This goes here. Let me transfer it here onto the white. Probably show up even better. Ta-da! There. Very pretty. I like that. So if I can get these glued together and get them outside in the sunshine in time to finish off the video and before it's due to be published, I will do so. It'll look even prettier in the sunshine, I'm sure. You may be wondering exactly what the point of this video was, and it was definitely to test whether I could get a better black with the Pebeo pigment. I cannot. That did not work. However, I'm encouraged to know that in spite of the fact that this wasn't black, there was still enough color in the Aqua Cast we poured on over the chameleon micas that we got really good chameleon mica results. So yeah, I'm very encouraged by that. So yeah, Aqua Cast. So yeah, it's a very shallow mold. We did have a little trouble with that. I could have left it in there overnight. It might have come out better. It's still rather damp. So it's set up, but it's not hard. It really takes it like 48 hours, even 72 hours to become really hard. This was in much better shape because it's a much thicker walled mold. Yeah, I took a risk and it did crack, and yeah, it's all right. It was an experiment. But I love how the interference micas look. I love that. Even with just dark or gray on the back. So thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm not sure if you learned anything or not, except that Pebeo fluid pigment, while it may work great in resin, and we will test that in the future, it doesn't work so great in AquaCast, which is a shame. I was hoping it would. Stay safe, everyone. I will see you in the next video. And if there's more to show you out in the sunshine, you'll see it now.